Now on Newsday TV, the dangerously cold weather continues. Plus, we're tracking the possibility of significant snow on Sunday. Details in about 2 minutes. Thanks for joining us. I'm Macy Eglund. Newsday investigates speeding and reckless driving are leading to more deaths and serious injuries on Long Island. Crashes in which speed was a factor killed 65 people in 2024. That's up 27% compared to 2019, where there were 51 speed-related fatalities.
It's the drivers, it's the speed, it's the stupidity. That's what causes the crashes.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what's being done to make our roads safer? An arrest in this deadly Freeport crash from September. Prosecutors say Brian Mizzy-Rumbe of Lindenhurst was drunk, driving more than 100 miles per hour before crashing into a car driven by Craig White. He pleaded not guilty yesterday to aggravated vehicular homicide and manslaughter charges. Closing arguments are expected today in a gruesome East Quogue torture killing trial. Prosecutors say Jeremy Allen beat his friend Christopher Hahn for hours before placing a bag over his head and stabbing him to death in 2024. Detectives say Allen told them he woke up to blood everywhere and a dead man he did not recognize on his deck. There's a bipartisan boost down in Washington, D.C. to keep funding a 9/11 health program. The World Trade Center health program would be fully funded under this proposed spending bill released yesterday. Now, the program provides health care to about 135,000 people and is facing a $3 billion budget shortfall over the next decade. The Sag Harbor School District is hoping residents approve a $40 million bond proposal. That money would be used to renovate and expand Pearson Middle and High School. Projects include a new marine science lab, new spaces for music and robotics programs, and a new fitness facility. That vote is tomorrow. 2 recently closed GameStop stores in Rosedale and Valley Stream are among hundreds of locations the video game retailer is shuttering by the end of this month. That leaves 7 GameStops on the island. All right, let's talk about your Wednesday weather now. Another bitter cold start to the day. Warmer weather is on the way ahead of some possible snow. Let's get into it. We'll get into the 30s today, but with the wind, it feels more like the teens and single digits. So that forecast on your phone, yeah, it's deceiving. Tomorrow, a little better. Sunny, still windy, but the temps are in the 40s. Colder weather returns for the weekend. Look at that, 17 degrees on Saturday, and then snow. Right now, snow looks very likely to start early Sunday morning and continue all the way through Monday. But this is still early, right? We'll have a better idea of the storm's track tomorrow and exactly how much snow we could get. So this is something we need to keep an eye on. Here's a look at the next 7 days just so you can plan ahead. But yeah, possibility of some snow again this weekend.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Our year-long investigative series focusing on Long Island's dangerous roads continues now. Andrew Anger looks at how speed is leading to more deadly crashes.
He was somebody who had such a bright future, a promising future.
Empress Henderson only has photos and memories of her 26-year-old son, Xavier Paris. He was killed 3 years ago when the car he was a passenger in crashed into a tree along Jerusalem Avenue in Hempstead. Investigators say 5 seconds before the crash, the car was going nearly 80 miles per hour. The driver, who pled guilty to aggravated vehicular homicide and other charges, was also drunk. Speeding and reckless driving is nothing new to Long Island motorists and police.
It's become normalized to speed, which is a problem.
Independent traffic researchers in Albany say in 2024 on Long Island, 65 people were killed in auto crashes where police determined speed was a factor. That's up 27% compared to 2019, when there were 51 speed-related fatalities.
You see even really high speeds in residential areas, people just blowing stop signs.
That danger is well known to Suffolk cops. A year ago this month, Officer Brendan Gallagher was critically injured by a car that hit him going an estimated 100 miles per hour on the LIE. The driver later admitted to being drunk and high.
It really motivated a lot of police officers in our agency to really crack down on that activity.
So what can be done to get motorists to slow down? Stronger laws, more enforcement, road redesign. Or what about something like this, electronic speed signs? Well, some police officers say there is no easy solution.
I think some people don't even realize how quickly they're driving.
Chief Stuart Cameron from the Old Westbury Police Department says he's directed his officers to put extra attention on traffic enforcement.
The danger of increasing your speed from 32 to 42 miles an hour, you double the risk of a fatality if you hit somebody.
It's out there, it's persistent, but the problem is it's hard to enforce.
Nassau Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder says speed and reckless driver enforcement is a top priority for his department.
So we're all in on the enforcement, but we need community's help. We need you to speak to your children to slow them down. We need to speak to yourself. Say, hey, I really shouldn't be driving this way. I got to slow down.
After the death of her son in a crash 36 years ago, Marge Lee dedicated her life to helping the families of the victims of drunk or reckless drivers. She says it's all about making the choice not to speed when getting behind the wheel.
It's the drivers, it's the speed, it's the stupidity. That's what causes the crashes.
Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
You can read more about our dangerous roads investigation on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Only in Newsday, we continue our series focusing on how Long Islanders are helping one another. Videographer Chris Ware shows us volunteers of Long Island.
My name is Linda Newson, and I volunteer as part of my recovery from losing my son to addiction, as part of my way of being the best you can be in a world that sometimes doesn't show up that way. My volunteer job is I am a co-founder and creator of the Beating Hearts. And we are a support group that is peer-run for people who have lost a loved one to addiction and overdose. When my son Adam was struggling, he used beads and making these inspirational beads as a way to navigate through the struggles and the darkness he was going through. 10 years ago, Adam lost his battle with addiction. Since then, I started the Beating Hearts and making beads for other moms I've met along the way. And when we find out about a new mom who's lost a child to addiction and overdose, we make them beads. When someone in the Beating Hearts who has been in such pain and suffering turns to us and says, I'm ready now. I'd love to make beads. I would love to go to the sober homes. How can I help? That's when we know real recovery is happening.
We're the Beating Hearts, and each one of us up here has lost a child to addiction, substance use, and overdose. Yeah.
Volunteering to me is the highest form of humanity. That's what the Beating Hearts represents. That's how the Beating Hearts started. We heal broken hearts one bead at a time.
You can see more exclusive content like this on Newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. See more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see there. I'm Macy Eglund. We've got more local news coming up.
Newsday investigates why drivers continue to speed in such high numbers, the difficulties in enforcement, and what it'll take for drivers to slow down. Dangerous Roads, Deadly Speeds, a Newsday investigation. Now available at newsday.com/dangerousroads.